Once again, the boardroom is open. Welcome, board members. We are playing Undimensioned and Unseen. This is scenario 5 for the... Why can't I remember? This is Dunwich Legacy. Like, we've played 4 scenarios. I'm here with Greg from Solo Playthroughs. He teaches me how to play and, more importantly, what not to do during these scenarios as I stumble and draw my curse time and time again. So, your search of the village of Dunwich has uncovered a number of documents, journal entries, and esoteric theories. Reading through these materials leaves us exhausted and emotionally drained. Most of the content was written by a single source, a man named Seth Bishop. Now, remember him from last scenario. When you ask around town, you learn that Seth is a citizen of Dunwich. Along with several others, Seth had witnessed firsthand the devastation wrought by the events of the Dunwich Horror, as Armitage had dubbed the incident. Curiously, since that time, very few people had seen Seth around town, and those who did claimed his eyes had been bloodshot and his face was sweaty and pale. You don't doubt that somebody who has seen Seth, what Seth has seen would appear nervous or paranoid. But the more you read of his frantic and unhinged writings, the more you believe he's involved in recent events. His writings speak of having gathered the remains and of using arcane methods to imbue the Father's essence into other creatures and eventually into other people. The explanations and diagrams that follow are unfathomably complex and defy understanding. Before you're able to find Seth and confront him, several men and women from the village approach you in a panic. "It's back!" one of them wails. You recognize him as Curtis Whately of the Undecayed branch. "Whatever it was that killed them, it's back! Up and smash the bishop's home like it was made of paper!" Curtis and the other townsfolk are clamoring against themselves, raising their voices in panic. Now we have to decide, do we try to calm them down to learn more, or do we warn the townsfolk and convince them to evacuate?
I will leave that to you, sir.
Well, we're investigators, so I suppose we should learn more. So we aim to calm the townsfolk so they can explain to us what's going on. They inform us that there was a rumbling to the north, and when they went to investigate, they found the bishop's farmhouse torn to shreds. The trail of heavy tracks lead to nearby Cold Spring Glen. "You know what to do, right? You Arkham folk stopped that thing last time," one of the townfolk says. Curtis shakes his head and bites his lip. "We couldn't even see that hellish thing until the old professor sprayed that there powder on it," he says. "To this day, I wish I hadn't seen it at all. Something must be done to stop the monster's rampage. But if the documents you found are true, there may be more than one such creature on the loose." All right, so we recorded in our campaign log that we've calmed the townsfolk, but now we start this mission. We've got the agenda: rampaging creatures. Reports of these terrifying creatures wreaking havoc across the countryside have caused citizens of Dunwich to panic. Worse, the creatures seem to be invisible to the naked eye. At the end of the enemy phase, we have to move each brood enemy once toward a random location. We have a randomizer for that. And then the Saracenic script is our act. The monsters tearing through Dunwich County are immune to traditional weapons. Only by reciting a particular incantation can the creatures be defeated. First, we must search the ruins of Wilbur Whately's home in order to find the final sections of the otherworldly script. Rest in peace, by the way, Mr. Whately. Only investigators at Whately Ruins may spend the number of clues as a group to advance, and we need 4 clues to advance on this act. Starting at the Dunwich village, it was always a relief to get clear of the place and to follow the narrow road around the base of the hills and across the level beyond the countryside until it rejoins Aylesbury Pike. Afterward, one sometimes learns that one has been through Dunwich. So we've got this Dunwich village card number 7 of 38. It has 1 clue and 3 shroud value. And 1 clue goes here. We can resign if we want to hide from the creatures. We can just, one of these days.
We will likely want to do that at some point.
Okay.
Saying it.
Fast action, you borrow some hounds to track the creatures by scent. An investigator in Dunwich village may place one of his or her clues on any abomination enemy in play.
Yeah.
It's a group limit once per
game. So you'll see about 4 of the locations will have some kind of fast ability. They all are group limit once per game.
Okay.
And you're going to want to use them strategically. Now you don't know yet why the clues on the enemies are important, but it's a pretty interesting mechanic in this scenario that will kind of unfold for us as we progress.
Yeah, we talked about it off stream. That's one of the things I love about this. Like, we learn these things through playing the story. It's so neat. So we've got 5 doom will advance the agenda, and 4 clues we can spend at the Whately Ruins, which is way over here, towards the act. I've got my 5 cards. You've got your 5 cards. You've got your resources. I've got our health and sanity here. Who's going first?
So one other thing to mention, so in the setup, because we only had one person sacrificed, only one person was eaten by Seth Bishop, not Seth Bishop, by Silas Bishop. Seth is still alive. We were trying to find him. We took care of Silas in the last scenario. Right. But since he only ate one of the 5 kidnapped people, we start the scenario with 2 broods of Yog-Sothoth in play. One of them is in the Blasted Heath. One of them is in the brood of Yog-Sothoth. The connections here are a little wonky.
They gave a map. They gave a map in the paper how to set it up. So I did that. Hopefully.
No, that's right. It's definitely right. So what you see is Dunwich Village. There's like a loop that goes from Dunwich Village to Blasted Heath to Devil's Hop Yard to Whately Ruins. And then there's a more center part where you can go from Dunwich Village to 10 Acre Meadow to Whately Ruins. And then you have Cold Spring Glen, which is connected to the 3, that path from the bottom.
I get it. Yep. Okay. Got it. This is connected to these 3. And then this one is connected to these. Oh, these. Oh, I see what they did. Yeah, that's pretty smart. There's a reason they did that.
And then you have that, again, that loop on the outside. And you're going to want to try to use that to your advantage in how you position yourself. The broods will move randomly at the end of the enemy phase. So the only saving grace of that is at the end of the enemy phase. So they're not going to move at the beginning and then engage you and attack you. But you might end up with a brood on your location that you will have to deal with the next time around that you might not exactly want to deal with. Okay. So that's where we're at. But yeah, if you want to get us started and see what you can do.
Let's do it. I will do it because there's a clue on this for sure. I'm going to
hear you're getting clues.
Yeah, I'm going to play Preposterous Sketches. Costs 2. Play only if there's a clue at my location. Draw 3 cards.
You didn't pull the curse? That's amazing.
I did not. So now I'm done drawing cards for the rest of the game. I'm going to play... Wow, I'm really thinking about Henry Armitage. After you draw a non-weakness card, discard that card and exhaust him to gain 3 resources. I think that's really good. Explain real quick if you don't mind. There's that little swoosh with an arrow on his ability. Does that mean a response or something?
So it just means like it's a reaction.
Reaction. Okay.
So the lightning bolt, it's like you can use whenever. When it has that swoosh, it means that it's a reaction ability that's only triggered at certain points. So when you draw a card, you can use that ability.
Okay. Well, let's.
He's a nice resource generator. There's a lot of good things about him.
Yeah, I'm going to do it. Pay 2 for Henry Armitage. I'll put him in play in my play space here. So I've got the Powder of Ibn Ghazi, and I've got Dr. Henry Armitage in play. Then my last action, I'm going to go for this clue. It's a Shroud 3 to my 4. I'm going to commit Unexpected Courage. It's got 2 wilds on it, so I'll be a 6 to a 3. There's one in here you told me not to pull.
The Elder thing only matters when you're trying to evade, or if you're engaged with a brood and you're trying to evade or attack, the Elder thing is really bad.
That's a +1. I will take that clue. And that, sir, will be my turn.
Cool. All right. I do need to take a mental trauma before I forget, and that was because I included Arcane Arcane Research on my deck build. I got a really good draw, so I'm excited about that. I'm going to put Arcane Initiate in play as taking up my ally slot. So that costs 1. She comes into play with a Doom on her. She will most likely be dead by the time that matters, but that's fine. That's fine. I'm going to use her triggered ability to exhaust her to look for a spell card. I did not pick a spell. Good thing is I got Paranoia off the top of my deck. That was you have to pull a new random basic weakness before this scenario. That was my unfortunate pull. Yep. Not excited about that. I am now going to spend 3 resources to put the intermediate shriveling in place. So it's the 3 XP shriveling as opposed to the 5 XP shriveling. So that costs 3. It has 4 charges, but because Akachi is magical, she's going to actually get a 5th charge on there because her charges come in with 1 more. It's a bad idea to leave you. We don't know where these broods are going to go.
Yeah, at the end of the enemy phase, move each brood to a random location.
Yeah, so I should probably stay with you.
Well, but, beef yourself up. Grab some resources or grab an extra card. No, I don't know the card.
Right, I'm always, my cards are not awful. I mean, I do have an emergency catch. I'm not going to play it because I know I have Paranoia in my deck, so I don't want to grab 3 resources and then pull Paranoia. So, yeah, it probably makes sense to grab another card and see what this is. Oh, it's Dr. Morgan, which, you know, it's a thing. All right, so that's that. So the enemy phase goes, it ends. At the end of the enemy phase, you will separately move each brood that's in play one at a time.
So I have an idea. I have all 6 locations in a row in front of me that you cannot see. So why don't you give me a number 1 through 6?
Oh, Jesus. All right, so the brood in Blasted Heath, I'll pick 4. Where's he moving toward?
That one's going to 10 Acre Meadow.
All right, so we have to find the shortest path to 10 Acre Meadow. That will be through Dunwich Village.
Oh, good.
So he's massive, so he doesn't go into our threat areas, but he is considered engaged with both of us. So if we can exhaust him and maybe get some of that powder on there, that might be a good idea. All right, so you're going to reshuffle them again.
Okay.
And then I'll say number 5 for the second brood.
Well, good. Because it's not a party unless both brood are at Dunwich Village.
Oh, Jesus.
And he can get there from Cold Spring Glen.
Yeah, that's really bad. That's really bad.
So what I've done, and this is by design, is I wanted to make sure that if we were in a bad spot, it was on your shoulders.
Yeah, well, it's good. So the broods are interesting. So they're both massive. They only have 1 health printed on the card, but they get +1 health per investigator. So they both have 3 health.
Okay.
Right. They cannot be damaged except by the attack described on Esoteric Formula. Esoteric Formula is not in play yet, so we have no ability to damage them. They have 3 agility or 3 evade value. We can leave their location. The problem with both of them being there is if we leave their location, we're getting popped for 4 and 4. So ideally, we find a way to evade at least 1 before we just leave, because we're not going to want to hang out there at the enemy phase when they're going to punch us in the face pretty hard.
Okay.
So upkeep phase, I'm going to ready the Arcane Initiate, and then we both draw a card and take a resource.
So I drew a card, and Armitage says I can discard it and exhaust him to gain 3 resources, correct?
Yeah, if you don't want it in your hand, or if it's an emergency catch, yeah, it's a nice thing.
I drew emergency cash.
Yeah, that's great.
So I will do that and take 3 resources.
So again, we already did the upkeep, so he will be exhausted until the next upkeep phase.
Right, I understand it. I get that.
But you can still use his soak and everything.
Oh, I will. I mean, good idea.
We're probably going to need it.
So now we have some Doom.
All right, so meet those phase happens. We put 1 Doom on the agenda. That's the second Doom in play because of the Arcane Initiate has a Doom on her. And now we need to draw encounter cards.
Here we go. And I put it down here by these tentacles this time so we can see. This one's Whippoorwill.
Oh. Bad.
And then yours. Yours is a Lupine Thrall.
Oh my God. You're pulling great. All right. The nice thing about this guy is he goes in the farthest location in play. The farthest location, both Devil's Hop Yard and the Whately Ruins are the farthest location. So we can choose where we want to put him. I'll put him at Devil's Hop Yard.
Yep.
I think that makes the most sense. Yeah, because it's 2 to both of those locations from where we are currently.
Oh, for crying out loud.
All right. Well, it's not great. And so the real problem here I got a good chance to evade one of them, but the Whippoorwill makes it a lot more hairy because now I'm doing a 2 to a 3. We both have 2 evade value.
Because of the Whippoorwill.
Yeah.
So, Mike, here's a question I have. When you pick to evade, you have to pick one person or one thing to evade?
Yeah.
Got it. So if you decide, for example, if I decide to fight the Whippoorwill and kill it, the other two won't attack me, right? Because I took a combat action?
Right. The problem is you can't attack an aloof enemy unless you spend an action to engage it, and if you spend an action to engage it, you're going to get whacked for 4 and 4.
Yuck.
So, look, I think the play is we find a way to evade one of these guys and then just take the attack and just get the hell out of there.
Okay.
And just kind of regroup. I don't really see another way. I mean, I'll kill off the Arcane of this shit. I'm fine with that. Do you have any agility icons?
I have 2.
Because if you can help with agility, what I'm inclined to do right now is I can exhaust my Arcane Initiate, see if I can get a spell that will help, and then I'll probably end up just killing her off. I have a way to negate most of the tokens in the bag, so I'm fairly good even at +1.
Okay, so are you starting?
Yeah, that makes sense. All right, so I'm going to exhaust the Arcane Initiate. This is not spending an action, so it does not trigger an attack.
Okay.
I get 3 spells. Oh, that's bananas. I picked a good card, but it's not a spell, unfortunately, so I can't keep it. But I did get a spell that I'm adding to my hand. Little unlucky with the cards I drew with the Arcane Initiate, unfortunately, but it is what it is. All right, I will now try an evasion. I'm doing a 2 to a 3. I don't want to. If you can give me 2, I'm inclined just to roll with that.
Okay. I'll give you both of these.
You have manual dexterity or what?
It is hyper awareness.
No, you only commit 1 card. You don't commit 1 card.
Oh, I can only commit 1?
Yeah, if you're helping somebody, you can only throw 1 card their way.
Okay.
I'm gonna throw in.
So I can only give you 1 then.
Yeah, that's fine. So I'm gonna throw. I don't want to do it because I have Blood Pact where this could be really helpful, but I don't really see another way around this right now. So I'm gonna commit Moonlight Ritual. So I'm adding 1. So we're with the Whippoorwill reducing me by 1. We're still at a 4 to a 3. And
I'm giving you hyper awareness.
Cool. All right. 4 to a 3. This would be a really bad time for the tentacles. And I pull. Oh, jeez. -3, which is gross. All right, let's try again. You got 1 more?
I do. Shortcut.
All right. Well, shortcut. Never mind that. That's your get out of jail free card, dude.
Okay.
Because you can move to a connecting location, and since it's not an action, there's no attack.
Oh, well, I'm okay with that.
Yeah, you hold on to that. That does put me in a pickle. But I'm gonna. Oh man, this is gross. This is really gross. I'm gonna throw in Morgan. That gives me a 3 to a 3, which I'm still have a decent opportunity here. Not great. Does not start well, sir. 3 to a 3. Be a good time for the elder sign. Oh, -1. You gotta be kidding me. That's what I needed last time.
All right.
You know when I picked like all the icons last game and I kept giving myself horror?
I do.
Yeah, just remember that. Any icon I could have canceled.
Yeah.
Shoot. My last action is I have to do an evade because
in trouble.
I can't. I'm not going to take anything else I do would be an attack of opportunity. So, wow, this is really gross. So I have a 2 out of 17 chance to pull a rabbit out of a hat. But at least you'll get out of there. All right. Doing an evade, 2 out of 17 chance. I pull a 0. This game is taunting me.
Yeah.
I needed a 0 last time. I needed the -1 the time before that. All right. So cool. I am stuck there, and the whippoorwill ruined my day. I will deal with that, but you play your shortcut and leave.
Okay. I'm going to play my shortcut and leave. So shortcut.
Bye.
Fast play only during your turn. Choose an investigator. I mean, I could move you. Move that investigator to a connecting location. So I'm going to go to, I guess, Cold Spring Glen.
Sure.
He gasped. I told him not to go down into that glen, and I never thought nobody'd do it with them tracks and that smell and those whippoorwills a screeching down in the dark of noonday. Cold Spring Glen has no clues on it. Excellent. Each enemy here gets -1 evade. After Cold Spring Glen is chosen as a random location. Oh, were there things that happen as a Dunwich Horror Dunwich Village? No. What about the other ones? Nope, just that one. Okay.
Yeah.
Just making sure the rest didn't have that. It didn't get chosen as a location, so we're good. That was one action. Armitage is locked down there. I guess I go to Whately Ruins. I mean...
if you go there, the lupine thrall is going to come and engage you.
Oh, I see. He'll come from here to here. Okay.
Yeah, let him go toward Blasted Heath, and we're going to try to keep him on the outer loop out of our hair, assuming I find a way to get the heck out of where I am right now, the next turn.
Well, then in that case, I'm going to play the Disc of Itzamna.
Cool.
For 3, and that particular card is going to help us if another non-elite enemy spawns.
Yeah, the broods are an elite too, which is actually one of the saving graces of this scenario.
That's my
You have
second
1
action.
clue, right? So you need to get 3 more.
Yes, I need 3 more clues. So, I mean, do I dare go to 10 Acre Meadow?
You could. I mean, you have 1 more action, so it's random where these 2 guys end up. I mean, hopefully they end up going
up there it is.
Into black. But
10 Acre Meadow. It has 3 clues on it, which is what we need to have out there is more clues.
Nice.
And then it says you can set a bait using a live animal. Each investigator in 10 Acre Meadow may place one of their clues here on an abomination enemy in 10 Acre Meadow. Okay. That's my 3.
All right, so enemy phase hits, the hunter keyword triggers first. So lupine thrall, he's 2 away from you, he's 2 away from me. There is no, the prey is lowest agility. We are actually tied. So, and actually, I think the whippoorwill would trigger there. So I have 2.
So he goes towards you?
So we'll move him up the Blasted Heath. The broods will attack me in turn. So I'm going to end up taking 4 damage, 4 horror. I'm going to kill the Arcane Initiate, so her doom comes out of play. I just wish I didn't commit Francis Morgan on a losing effort. There's going to be a balance of 2 horror and 3 damage, so I am actually at 3 and 3, which is really early for that to be the reality I'm facing right now.
Wait, you're 3 and... Okay, got it.
And then both the broods are technically exhausted after their attack, and now we need to move them to a random location.
Okay, here we go. Would you rather use a 6-sided die instead of feeling bad?
Sure, you got one?
Sure, I've got one handy. Grab my dice right here. For all the world to see. 3 is Dunwich Village.
Oh, shut.
Can it stay?
Yep.
Because it says move it.
You move it to a random location, but if you choose that location, it just stays.
Okay. And then 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is Whately Ruins.
All right, so we can move him down to Cold Spring Glen. So he's out of your hair, but the other one is stuck with me, which is not great.
And did you take the horror from the whippoorwill as well?
No, he's not engaged with me, so he doesn't attack.
Oh, got it. Okay.
Oh, yeah, they're just chill. I mean, the only reason the horror value is there, if I was engaged with him and failed to kill him, then he would whack me pretty good. Shoot. I mean, man, if I just leave, I'm gonna get 2 and 2, and then I'd be 1 away from death. And
Well, not only that, we've got what? Ready our cards, draw, and get a resource, and then get.
Yeah. I'm just trying to think about next turn, but yeah.
Punked some more.
Upkeep phase. So you ready Armitage now?
Yep, did.
Draw a card, take a resource.
Okay. Then
Doom on the phase. Second Doom in play because I killed off the Arcane Initiate.
Okay, and 1 card each. I get Unhallowed Country. Put it into play in my threat area. I cannot play allies. At the end of my turn, I have to test 3 willpower. If I succeed, you get to discard it.
And also, Armitage's ability is now off.
Right. Okay. And then you got Frozen in Fear.
Oh, shit.
First time you perform an action, it costs an additional action.
That's not what I like to see. Well, I'm going to die, man.
Well, I better get some clues while we're still alive.
Yeah.
Or are you going to resign?
I mean, the problem if I resign, it just leaves you to deal with all these guys on your own. I mean, the one thing I can do right now is I think I get the heck out of there. I take the damage because that Frozen in Fear, it just gives me no wiggle room. I think I take the damage, go to Whately Ruins, and hopefully get some kind of damage soak. But I mean, the reality is I have more horror healing cards than damage healing cards.
How do you go to Whately Ruins from where you are?
It would take me this would be 2 actions because of Frozen in Fear, and then that would be a 3rd action.
Yeah, but you're going to take damage there, and you're going to take damage from wherever you go to Whately Ruins.
No, I would just take the one. It was 1 action, so I would take 1 attack.
Here, then. Okay, got it. You'd go straight across.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah, there's no reason to go to Cold Spring Glen. You just gotta hope the Broods go somewhere else because we're just totally not set up to kill them. See if you can get those 3 clues, because if you can get the 3 clues, another option. If you get those 3 clues, we have a chance that I might just be able to kill this Brood this turn. Okay. No, I can't. Frozen in Fear is awful. It's an awful card. Oh my gosh.
Then I'm not going to mess around. It's a shroud value of 2. I'm a 4 to a 2. I'm going to play 1 card to make it a 5 to a 2. Laboratory Assistant, can't play her anyway. Shake up my bag of tokens and get a -1. So I did succeed by 2 or more, so I get an additional clue. I have 3.
1 for round.
And I kept another card back just for such an emergency. So I will be getting rid of I have a plan, and that was a plan. To do that other clue. Would you call him the Clue Hoover or the Clue Vacuum?
He's the Hoover Elite.
All right. -1. So I will then use my 3rd action to scoot to Whately Ruins. It was as though a house launched by an avalanche had slid down the tangled growths of the almost vertical slope. Whately Ruins has 4 clues on it as well. And each investigator there gets -1 willpower, which stinks because I got a test for Unhallowed Country. But it does have 4 clues on it, so I'll put those on.
Which version have we got? Because they both have 4 clues.
Oh, 15 of 38.
That's fine. So 4 clues.
And the fast ability is you hurl a nearby canister of paint at a monster to see them.
So yeah, you're going to want to read the act now that you spent those 4 clues.
Oh, yes. Act says, if Armitage survived. He did. There, Armitage sighs a breath of relief, jotting down the last phrases of the formula. I've translated the last of it. He shudders as he hands us the script, the words conjuring forth memories of his battle with the creature. I hope this is the last time I'll have to read it, he admits. But if we do nothing, the end result will be much worse. Each investigator puts into play one esoteric formula. So, the esoteric formula is a fight ability. It uses willpower instead of combat. You get +2 willpower for the attack for each clue on the attacked enemy, and only on abominations. So my 4 clues are gone. The next act is they must be destroyed. With the formula in hand, you finally have the means to destroy these creatures, wreaking havoc in Dunwich. But only if we can survive long enough.
Yeah, for real.
Defeat as many broods as we can. If there are no copies of broods, we advance. Oh, we have to kill all 5?
Yeah.
Yeah. Uh-huh. That's
totally. It's only 6. Look, I mean, if I can survive long enough, I mean, I am uniquely built to do a lot of damage with the esoteric formula. The problem with the esoteric formula is it's only 1 damage at a time. There's no way to increase that. So you're basically doing 3 attacks.
And they have how many hit points? 1? Oh, 4, 5.
They have 3.
3. I was just throwing numbers out there, apparently.
Yeah. All right. Well, test your Unhallowed Country. It's a 2 to a 3 because you're in Whately Ruins.
All right. Mess with that a little bit. Okay. Unhallowed Country. Test it. 2 to a 3, huh? Okay. Let's just pull a +1.
Works for me.
Or -2.
So you still have that. So it's still useless for you.
But you
can still use his soak.
Yeah.
But that's all you got.
Yeah.
All right. I don't. There's no other way around this. I'm going to move, take the attack of opportunity, exhaust, frozen, and fear. So that was 2. Just to remind me, that was 2 actions. Just to do that. So I'm up to. I have 1 health left, and I have 3 horror left, which is garbage.
So you don't take the health and sanity damage from them?
I did.
So you were 3 and 3 last round.
No. I had 3 on me. So I had 3 remaining health and I had 5 remaining sanity.
Okay. So now you have 3 and 1?
I have 1 remaining health and 3 remaining sanity, yeah.
Got it. Okay. I'm all caught up.
I have 1 more action. I think I moved to Whately Ruins to reduce the chance of a brood ending up where I am by half.
Sure.
So I'm going to test at the end of my turn, Frozen in Fear. I'm doing a 5 to a 3, 4 to a 3 because of Whately Ruins.
Yep.
Yeah, 4 to a, there's 2 broods in play. That's fine. I'll commit Uncage of Soul. I'll make it a 6 to a 3.
Okay.
Pull the 0 because this game taunts me.
So
Frozen in Fear is out.
Okay. We have enemy phase.
So the Lupine Thrall is going to move back to the Devil's Hop Yard. The Whippoorwill is going to move to the 10-acre meadow. And then we have to randomly decide where these broods are moving.
Okay, let me get the locations back out. My die here. This has been awful. 1. Blasted Heath. Oh, I guess we should have said which one, huh? Oops.
The one on Dunwich Village, he goes to Blasted Heath.
Okay, so this guy. 1, Blasted Heath.
So he goes from Cold Spring Glen to Dunwich Village. All right.
Yeah.
So understanding the formula now, the esoteric formula, and understanding that you have 4 clues on Powder of Imangazi, and seeing all the triggered abilities in the different locations, like and understanding that these stupid things can only be beaten with willpower, but you get +2 to your willpower using the esoteric formula. It's like now it becomes a puzzle. How can we get clues on them to make them easier to kill?
Well, I have to get clues.
Yeah. That's definitely your job. I don't know what the heck I'm going to do.
Of course, I have 4 clues with the powder.
Yeah.
Okay. So now we've got draw card, get a resource.
Oh, yeah. Draw. Oh, nice.
Okay. Then we've got Doom. Right?
Third Doom in play. We go to the encounter cards.
I get an Avian Thrall.
Ugh.
Its prey is the lowest book, so you get an Avian Thrall.
You draw it. Since you drew it, it goes into your threat area.
Even with prey? Oh, it's if there's no...
Prey's a tiebreaker for like hunter abilities and whatnot.
Okay.
I have a spell asset. I should be able to kill him pretty easily. The problem is the Lupine Thrall. He'd have to engage with you, because if he engages with me, I'm going to be dead.
Okay. And you get Altered Beast.
That's cool.
It says if there are no abominations in play, there are. Otherwise, choose an abomination, heal all damage from it, and attach Altered Beast to it. So do we pick which one of those two? Okay, I'll pick this guy.
Yeah, so when you enter or vice versa, you take a horror. So I will choose the one that's on Dunwich Village.
Okay.
All right. Let me... You have no damage on you yet?
Correct.
All right, from action economy, I'm just going to attack it while it's engaged with you.
Sure.
The Avian Thrall, it has, if you're using a ranged firearm or spell asset to fight it, it gets -3 fight, so it only has a 2. So I'm going to use my intermediate shriveling. I'm going with a 7. You know I'm going to start pulling icons like crazy now. I'm doing a 7 to a 2. And if I pull an icon, it gives me a horror. It's actually a 6 to a 2 because we're still on Weighty Ruins. And I'm using willpower.
Yep.
So 6 to a 2. Not an icon. Look at that. I pulled a 0, so that's 2 damage.
2 damage.
Do it again. 6 to a 2.
Hey Rex, good to see you here.
-1. I succeed. Avian Thrall is dead. I am going to, with my last action, I'm going to put, I don't even know if it matters, but assuming I survive, this could help. I'm going to put the Chthonian Stone in play, and that's going to give me the ability to, this is a Forgotten Age mechanic, where you can actually seal a token. And again, I want to seal the Elder Thing, because that's the surest way to kill us when we start trying to attack these birds. So that costs me 3 resources, and you can take the Elder Thing out of your bag.
I take the Elder Thing out of my bag?
Yes, sir.
Well, all right.
Now,
let's see if I just draw it.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
If when I'm doing a test, if I ever reveal the tentacles, then the effect of the Chthonian Stone is negated, and then the Elder Thing goes back in the bag.
Okay. And that's 3?
That's 3.
All right. So I obviously need to get clues.
Y'all.
I'm going to play this magnifying glass. It costs nothing, and it's fast, and I get +1 while investigating. So I'm going to investigate here. It's a 3 to a 5. Let's see what I get. +1.
You get 2 clues?
I get 2. And then my second action, because that was fast, is the same thing. It's a 5 to a 3. This one is a 0.
Look at you. You get 1 clue.
Okay, so I've got 3 on me. That's 2 actions. Third action. I really think I'm going to. I am I'm really low on cards. Or should I be heading towards?
If you leave that location, I die.
Oh, I'm not leaving this location. I was drawing a card.
This one. Unless you try to get that 4th clue because you're.
Well, I was. Oh yeah. Nah, I drew a card. I'm good.
Cool.
I think that's a must. Okay.
Monster face. Lupine Brawl comes. He's going to engage with you. We can choose because we both have the same agility. And then the Whippoorwill also comes to our location, so we have -1 to all stats. So that was the hunter phase of the hunter step of the enemy phase. Now we go to the attack phase. You're going to take 1 and 1 because of the Lupine Brawl.
Oh, okay. That happens now?
Yeah.
All right. I take 1 and 1.
And now at the end of the well, did you ever test for Unhallowed Country?
Oh, I did not. So let me do that before the Whippoorwill, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so my mind is still a 2 because of the place.
Wait, around you.
-2 is 0. Gorgeous.
All right, now we have to randomly move the broods. We'll move the brood on Blasted Heath first.
Okay. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There they are. Can't kind of see them, but they're there. What do we get? Blasted Heath goes to 1, which is Cold Glen Springs. 1.
Cold Spring Glen. So he's going to move back to Dunwich Village. And then the one on Dunwich Village is going to move.
3, 1, 2, 3 is 10 Acre Meadow, which is closer to us.
So he's going to move to the center of the board.
Yep. And that's the one
so
that's
again, we might want to start using this loop to our advantage now.
Oh, gotcha.
The other reality, no. So again, 10 Acre Meadow, if you moved here, you could put only 1 clue on this abomination. And that's not going to be enough for you to be able to defeat him. So
can't we put 2? I can use my powder, and I can also use the live animal.
Well, you can move all 4 onto an enemy as soon as you exhaust it. If the Brood of Yog-Sothoth is not exhausted, you can't use the powder.
Oh, got it. Okay. So I can only use the thing once.
Which is why it was, yeah, like to me, failed both those evasion attempts. That second round was really gross.
Okay, got it.
But you know, it is what it is. It's Arkham.
Yep.
It's called horror for a reason.
Yeah.
All right. Upkeep phase. We're gonna draw a card.
Got it.
Take a resource.
Got it.
Mythos phase. We're putting a Doom on the agenda. So we are up to 4. This is it. We will advance next round. So encounter cards.
Okay, encounter cards me is Rotting Remains. Test my willpower 3, and I have a 2 right now. I have a 1 right now.
Yeah, you do.
Thanks to Whippoorwill. Do I have any cards I want? I mean, no.
You can afford the horror for now.
I can. Yeah, it's not worth me losing the cards. I just built my card. So +1. So I'm a 2, so I take 1 horror.
That's great. Good time for that.
You, however, are dealing with Towering Beasts. Peril, so you have to decide. Revelation, attached to a Brood of Yog-Sothoth in play. Gets +1/+1.
So as a strategy, I tend to, all these altered beasts, towering beasts, all this garbage, I tend to choose 1 brood that I'm going to make it into a super brood. And we will be very unlikely to defeat him ever.
And then we run away from said super brood the whole game?
Yes. That's the goal.
Okay, well, that wasn't too bad. 1 horror is all we suffered in that phase.
This scenario is it's pretty divisive. It's probably the least liked in the Dunwich cycle, and you see some of the reasons why. The fact that it's like the same enemy you're fighting 5 times is kind of boring. What they did in the Return to is really, really cool in the Return to Dunwich cycle, in that all the broods are different. They interact a little bit differently.
That's kind of neat. So you're still fighting broods, but they are not literally the same print.
Yeah,
that's
fun.
It's
really nice. So I do like the Return to a lot better, but it's still, this scenario can definitely go off the rails pretty quick, as it has for us here.
I was going to say, like when we draw 5 monsters in the first turn.
And the crazy thing is, I was kind of set up to deal with the monsters. I just wasn't set up to do an evade. I didn't get my mist of early, unfortunately. And obviously I failed the -1. I have the card that allows me to negate all icons, and I just never pulled an icon. So
got it.
You know, Arkham. But it is what it is. So here we are. We are now in the investigation phase.
Do you want me to evade this Lupine Thrall and get the heck out of here?
You're doing a 2 to a 4.
Oh yeah, it'd be well, I have cards to make it not be a 2 to a 4, but
here's what I can do.
Oh, you were going to say you were going to take a shot at it?
I'm going to engage him and do some magic stuff here. So I'm going to engage with my first action.
Okay.
And then I'm going to play Banish for 2 resources. Banish is a circle undone card. It's an evade used only on a non-elite enemy. This evasion attempt uses willpower instead of agility. If you succeed, move the enemy just evaded to any location in play. All right, so here's the deal. I'm going to play that, and I'm going to put a Doom on top of Blood Pact. Again, Blood Pact is a permanent card, so It's always in play. Add 1 Doom to Blood Pact to give you +3 agility for the skill test, limit once per test. So my modified value at this point is I'm doing an evade using willpower. My willpower is -2, 1 because of Weighty Ruins, 1 because of the stupid Whippoorwill, but I'm adding 3 back. So I actually have an 8 to a 4.
Okay.
And if I succeed, we can send this guy far, far away. All right, and I pulled -2. We succeed. I did not pull a symbol. If I had pulled a symbol, he wouldn't even ready the next upkeep saves. But we do get to send him wherever we want. I will send him exhausted over to Dunwich Village because we will not be there anytime soon. So that was 2 actions for me. 1 was the evasion, 1 was the engaging, and I'm going to move up to Devil's Hop Yard and get away from that stupid Whippoorwill.
This says, still others try to explain the Devil's Hop Yard, a bleak, blasted hillside where no trees, shrubs, or grass blade will grow. This one is card 18 of 38. The creature follows you into the mud. Each investigator in Devil's Hop Yard may place one of his or her clues onto an abomination that's here. So this gets 2 clues in play. You are there. That's your third?
That's my third, sir.
I really want to kill this Whippoorwill.
He's annoying. The problem is your combat right now is a 1.
Yeah, I mean I can make it a 3 easily.
Yeah, if you think you can kill it 3 to a 2, I mean he definitely he's a thing. You are in danger of this jerk, the
in the middle.
The brood on steroids entering your location.
Right. Okay, so do I attempt to evade him or do I just walk?
You don't have to evade him. He's not in your threat area.
Oh, okay. So I just bounce.
He's aloof. So he's ready, so he's not exhausted.
Oh,
but he's not in your threat area.
All right. I'm just leaving.
Yeah, it works.
1.
So that's 1. Yeah, get these 2 clues. That'd be good.
Yep. It's only a shroud value of 2, and my investigate is 5 with my magnifying glass.
Yeah.
Skull, which is a -2. So I have a 3 to a 2, so I get 1 clue.
Yep.
Gives me 4 clues. man, why didn't I use my Itzamna? Oh, because the Thrall didn't spawn at our location. He moved there. Never mind. Last investigate action. It is a 5 to a 2. I got 5, or 0, so.
Cool.
That clue. So now I have 5 clues, 5 resources, 5 health. Might as well take 2 sanity damage so I can have 5 sanity. All right.
I like it.
Monster.
All right, so hunter phase. The Whippoorwill is going to move. The Lupine Thrall is a hunter, but he is exhausted, so he will not hunter this round. I mean, he was sent through the air.
Yes.
By a spell. I mean, it's a pretty dramatic experience for a wolf dog skeleton thing. The broods are going to move now at the end of the enemy phase.
Pick a brood. Super brood?
Sure. We'll move super brood first.
Here we go. 4. Dunwich. 4 is Cold Springs. Can he make it from there?
That's good.
Yes,
we'll get him down and out of the way.
Non-super brood. Now with less brood. 6 is 10 Acre Meadow. Puts him in the middle.
It's not great, but it's fine. I mean, it's actually not. We're not in danger, but again, we're gonna at some point need to be where these guys are so we can start piling on damage one at a time.
Yep.
All right. So upkeep phase, the Lupine Thrall is gonna ready. You and I both draw a card and take a resource. Oh man, I'm such a sitting duck right now. Mythos phase, we're bringing the 5th Doom on the agenda, and it's story time with Jeff.
Yep. Remove all Doom in play. Does that remove the one on your card too?
Yes.
That's awesome.
So the one from Blood Pact leaves. So Blood Pact's a great card because that last round you can really just pile on the Doom on it, and it just all goes away, and you're fine. Oh, by the way, you need to test Unhallowed Country. It would have been a 3 to a 3 at the end of your turn.
Okay, let's do that before I read what's going on with these rampaging creatures. We have Rex joining us all the way from Finland on the stream. Hello, Rex. Looking for a 3 to a 3. 0.
Nice. Get rid of that.
That has been here a very long time.
Yeah, no doubt.
Okay. And then rampaging creatures. An old pickup truck rolls to a stop along the weathered trails of Dunwich. The driver, Joe Osborne, calls out to us through a shattered driver's side window. Truck engine still running. "It's over at the Eric's farm," he shouts. "Done blasted their place apart, poor Henry and Martha." We ask him for the location of Eric's homestead, and it confirms our worst fear. For that attack to have occurred recently, there must be more of the monsters on the loose. Shuffle the encounter discard pile into the encounter deck. Spawn one of the set aside Brood of Yogg Sothoth enemies at a random location. And now, biding its time takes 6 Doom for this to happen. So let's shuffle the discard pile. And then make sure we draw all the same exact cards. That, and then we're spawning one of these at a random location. Here we go again. Let's shuffle those up a little bit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's Whately Ruins. Now that the thing's biding its time, that says that once in a while, a wind sweeping up out of the Cold Spring Glen would bring a touch of ineffable fetor to the heavy night air. But the looked-for terror did not appear. Whatever was down there in the glen was biding its time, and Armitage told his colleagues it would be suicidal to try to attack it in the dark. At the end of the enemy phase, again, we keep moving each brood to a random location. Yuck. That was just the Doom. Now we get these cards, right? Counter cards?
Yeah, more bang for our buck, man.
I have the creature's tracks. I must either take 2 horror.
Oh, Jesus.
I'm taking 2 horror so that I can have 5, 5, and 5 and 5.
Yeah.
Take 2 horror or spawn another brood. No, I'm not spawning another brood. Thank you, though, for the offer. You, sir, are eager for death. Test your willpower 2 and -1 for Whippoorwill. -1 for each damage on you.
Oh, Jesus. Eager for death. What the hell is this?
This is a Whippoorwill card.
Oh, that dumb card.
It's the one when all the Whippoorwills. It's actually kind of cool. I hate to tell you, but that's a really cool picture. All the Whippoorwills are on the tree.
That's a really bad card for me, man. That's gonna totally. I can't even use my shriveling anymore. Oh, so bad. Yeah. So I'm testing a 5/4 because of the Whippoorwill to
a 2 plus each 1 for each damage on you. You have 5 damage on you.
5 to a 7.
I got you. Unexpected Courage gives you 7 to 7.
I think you're gonna. I think it's a bad idea.
Are you sure?
Yeah, it's a bad idea. We're just throwing good icons. We need as much willpower icons as we can get if we're gonna actually kill one of these things.
Oh, you're right. Those are willpower fights only. I forgot about that.
Shoot, I just take the horror, man, and then hope I find my last ally.
Take 2 horror?
Yeah, it's still. I think the strategic mistake I made early, if I never got rid of Francis Morgan, it'd be nice to have some soak here. But as it is, I had to kill off my Arcane Initiate, and I committed Francis.
Just draw your Elder Sign and be done with it.
Yeah, right. Elder Sign, I think I'm a 5 to a 4 to a 7. Yeah, it doesn't even.
No, the auto win. That's the Elder Sign.
Elder Sign is an auto win.
Yeah, it is. That's the star is the Elder Sign, isn't it?
It doesn't auto win though. It gives you an effect.
Oh, I thought it was a auto success.
Nah, it gives me an effect of a +1.
Okay.
There are many times that I've drawn the Elder Sign and still lost.
Oh wow.
All right, we are drawing whatever it is. I can't possibly win. I get a -1. I take 2 horror, so it gets me up to the brink of death on both.
Yep.
Both sides of the ledger. So that's fun. That's really gonna limit me. But
it is our turn.
Yeah, there we go. No point in trying to fight that one. All right, look, I'm going to. I can take care of the Whippoorwill because he's annoying. So I'm going to engage. I'm going to commit my other shriveling because I can't, in good faith, use my shriveling anymore.
Okay.
So I'm doing a 4 to a 2. Come on. -1, so the Whippoorwill is dead.
Well, all right.
Dang, Whippoorwill is dead. The Lupine Thrall is going to go to Blasted Heath, so I definitely can't go there. I will.
We want to go fight this guy?
Oh, dude, there's no way. I mean, because what we hope will happen is we kind of hope that he moves here, and then maybe we have a chance between the two of us to get 3 damage on him.
Got it. I wish I had a way to deal extra damage.
If I go there now, like, I'm just gonna get whacked in the enemy phase and die.
Oh, because he's massive. I was thinking about. Okay, got it.
I'm gonna play the emergency catch and get 3 resources and hope I don't pull my paranoia in the upkeep phase.
All right.
Your turn, sir.
Man, I don't really know. Like I don't know. I don't know what we're trying to do. If we're not going to be able to kill these things, then we got to get to that other place and resign.
Well, I hope we can kill one. We're going to need to get a little lucky where they end up. But we weren't able to kill them this turn, that's for sure. Remember, Whaley Ruins is connected to both 10 Acre Meadow and Towering Glen. So if we went there, we had 2 chances that these guys were going to come and team up. So it just didn't make it. They're strategically, especially with the Whippoorwill still in play, it just made more sense for me to just kill that one, so we don't have to worry about that -1. And it is what it is. But yeah, I mean, I think if this guy moves here, You'll be able to put at least one clue on him. We might be able to evade him. We got a bunch more clues. I think we got a good chance of killing one. Whether we can kill more than one,
if he's exhausted, he doesn't move during the monster phase, right?
No, he still moves.
But does he stay exhausted?
It doesn't, because then he'll, right after the enemy phase is upkeep, so he'll ready anyway.
Got it. Okay.
So the whole point of what if an exhausted enemy has a hunter keyword, the hunter keyword doesn't trigger. But because it's not a hunter keyword that makes the brood move, it's a forced ability on the agenda, he still would move. So there's a distinction there in why they act the way they act.
I guess what I'm getting at, I'm trying to figure out how to exhaust him to get a bunch of clues on him.
Realistically, we're going to hope he moves here, hope we evade him, and then you can get 4 clues on him.
So I'm just sitting tight here?
I think, unless you want to see what's a Blast Heath, and remember the Lupine Thrall is going to come that way at the end of this turn. So if you got a way to do 3 damage to this guy, great.
I can't do extra damage, that's my problem. So I'm going to draw 1 card first. That's cool. Got me a shortcut.
Well, the reality is we got really unlucky. I mean, this is a Mystic special. I mean, this scenario sets up very well for Mystics because of its reliance on willpower. And for me to get 5 damage on me in the first 3 rounds it's a really unfortunate turn of events.
Okay, so that might as well load up on a card and a resource. Another card and a resource. And so the idea is we're hoping that one of these moves to us, right?
Yeah. All right, so the Lupine Thrall's Hunter keyword is going to trigger. He moves to Blasted Heath. We're going to move Super Brood.
Oh, Super Brood next? Okay, let me get these up here. Shuffle them real quick. Different order. Now we've got Blasted Heath, Cold Spring Glen, and Dunwich. Then 10 Acre, Devil's Hop, and Whately Ruins. Where's my 6-sider? Here. Okay, Super Brood. 2 is Cold Spring, so he stays.
He stays there. The Brood on 10 Acre Meadow.
10 Acre Meadow. Got a 6. He's going to Whately.
And then the Brood on Whately.
He got a 3. 1, 2, 3 is Dunwich. He's going back.
So he's going to go to 10 Acre Meadow.
Okay. Well, I can get in there, exhaust him, and put a bunch of tokens on him and leave if you want. Just FYI. I can do that no problem. Because when I evade him, it exhausts him, correct?
When you evade him, he's exhausted and he won't attack during any phase.
Right. So what I'm saying is I can get in there.
If you're exhausted, I would definitely let's do that, because then we don't have to worry about the Lupine Thrall, and we'll just go the other way toward Dunwich, and hopefully we can resign before I die.
All right. So we get to draw cards.
Oh, or stupid. Yeah, upkeep phase, right? Draw a card. I do that all the time in this scenario, because when you move the Broods, it kind of feels like in a counter phase kind of thing, and then it's like, oh wait, no, we're not done yet. All right, I picked up another card that could help me live a little bit longer here.
I think. So, yeah, I have a card that can help you live a little bit longer too. I feel like I'm teaching you how to dodge, if you get my drift. All right.
Dodging is good. First Doom on the second agenda.
We have Doom on the agenda, ladies and gentlemen. Then, encounter cards, because the game's not hard enough. Did you hear me, encounter deck? Towering Beasts. So I pick where it goes, right?
Yep. Peril.
Well, I think it should go right here.
Yeah, we're good with that.
On this ridiculous Brood. And you got...
So he's only got an 8 fight now, and he's got 5 health.
You mean 9? You mean 9 fight and 6 health? Because he just got another one if you want to put it on him.
Oh yeah, we're good. It makes strategically you just
never fight him, right?
Never fight him.
So good news, I got all the way up to my maximum hand size. That's awesome. I say good news because I have lots of resources to use these cards and lots of icons. So my plan was get in there, exhaust him, put clues on him, and
if you can just stay there.
Stay there. That's okay. So
and just hope this guy doesn't move.
All right, let me just start there then. Get in. That's 1. Evading him will be 2, which will be manual dexterity That gives me a 2 icons. Gives me 5 to his 3. Thank you for killing the whippoorwill.
Yeah.
Oh, hold on a second. I missed before that. Before moving in there, I'm going to shortcut you in there. And then I'm going to do all of those things. That's a fast play. And then I'm going to move in there. Evade with manual dexterity. 5 to a 3. I'm going to make it a 6 to a 3 with seeking answers because I don't care about connecting locations anymore. I took most of the clues. 6 to a 3. It is +1.
Cool.
So
he's a bit. If you want, just put 2 on there because that's already going to give me a 9 to a 6.
So let's do this. Let's hurl a canister of paint.
Oh, yeah.
So I can place up to 3, and I'll use none of my powder, right?
Oh, then you wouldn't even need to have evaded them.
Well, I wanted him evaded so that if this goes south, you don't punch in the punch phase.
Yeah.
1.
So you put 3 on there?
I think so. I've got 2.
Yeah, that's it. I also forgot about the -1 willpower on Whately. So that's a good reminder. So you have 1 more action.
I don't. I moved. Oh, that was a fast. You're right. I mean, I could punch him now, right?
You're doing an 8 to a 6.
Yeah.
I mean, you can make it a 10 to a 6. Just put one of the things from Powder of Imangazi on it.
Yes. Yes, yes, and yes.
Cool. Have at it, sir.
10 to
Rex
6.
Murphy. Rex Murphy.
Rex Murphy. Abomination Slayer. $10 to a 6, -1.
1 damage.
Yeah, that's the way it goes. 1 damage at a time. 2 to go.
My turn. I'm doing a billion to a 6. What am I doing? I'm like
what are
13, you? 12 to a 6.
12 to a 6. Okay, let me commit.
Yeah. 12 to a 6, going once. Tentacles.
Like the auto lose?
Oh yeah, dude, I'm really good at this game.
Yeah.
12 to a 6. Oh shoot! You know what also happens? Because the Sithonian cell's in play, so that actually triggers that. So now the Elder thing is also back in the bag.
So I put my Elder thing back in the bag.
Yeah, and if I pull that, I die.
Got it.
Because he attacks me whether he's ready or not. If I pull it. Oh, it's such garbage. That's such garbage, man.
So you died or didn't die?
I didn't die. I just put if I pull the other thing now. Oh wait, I can cancel it once.
Okay.
All right. Second action. 12 to a 6. Take 2. Oh man, this is so bananas. This is classic me. All right, skull.
-3.
I succeed. 1 damage. And then last action. 12 to the 6. Woo! You watch my Return to the Night of Zealot playthrough? I have a habit of pulling the tentacles at the worst time. 12 to a 6. -1. Look at us. All right, so this bird is dead. He has a victory point, so he goes in the victory display. And we can now try to resign with our lives, having actually defeated one of the 5 birds. You know.
All right. That's your 3 actions, right?
Yes, sir. Enemy phase. The Lupine Fall is going to go to the Devil's Hop Yard. We should make a note that, again, that's a once per game ability on Whately Ruin. So I'm just going to put a stone on there to indicate we've done that ability.
I'll put a brain on there because it makes no sense to put a brain on there.
Sure. And now the Broods move. If you pick Whately Ruins for this, I am dead.
You're not dead.
No, I will die.
You will not die.
I assure you I will die.
I assure you
he
won't.
enters my location, I take a horror. That's not an attack. You can't cancel it.
Oh.
Because of the Altered Beast. Remember, he's got an Altered Beast attached
you
to
mean
him.
if Super Brood comes in here?
Yeah.
Got it. Okay. I thought you meant if any of them. All right, so here we go.
No. Just Super Brood.
Here we go.
I can kind of deal with everybody else right now. It's kind of magical.
Got 1, 2, 3. Devils, Cold Spring, and Dunwich, and 4, 5, 6. So you want me to not roll a 5 here. That's what you want.
Or even Devil's Hop Yard kills me too. I have a 1/3 chance of dying right now.
Ooh, neat. Here goes. 5. Whately.
Oh, dude, that's so bad.
So you're out?
Bye.
And that's...
Yep, I take a horror. I can't cancel it. I have Deny Existence, but that only allows me to cancel effects of encounter cards or enemy attacks. It does not cancel the... Oh, wait. This is an encounter card.
Okay.
When an encounter card would cause you to do one of the following: discard cards from hand, lose resources, or take damage or horror, I can cancel that. So I will cancel that one horror with Deny Existence, which is such a ridiculously bad use of a very powerful card.
Okay.
But you take a horror.
I can do that.
And we move the stack of cards into Whately Ruins.
It is there.
Oh, that's
then
such garbage.
The Brood in the middle
Whately
goes to 4.
Ruins.
Blasted Heath, which takes it back to Dunwich.
Yeah. I wish that was switched. That's really bad, dude.
Yep. Okay. That gives us a card and a resource.
Sure.
Because he doesn't attack, right?
Yep. I just picked my weakness too. It's such garbage.
The Super Brood doesn't attack this turn, right?
No, he doesn't.
Okay.
I just picked my weakness. I'm gonna get a physical trauma too. This is really bad, dude. I'm gonna do Exhaust Shriveling in the player window. Actually, I gotta look up. So Angered Spirits is the treachery for Akachi, and there is a triggered ability on it. Now you can only use triggered abilities when there's a player window. And if you go to the rules reference at the back, there's a nice chart when there's all the player windows, and that's when I make sure there's a player window in the upkeep phase after we draw cards. Upkeep phase begins. There is not, so I cannot. I have to wait till next round. So basically, yeah, I'm not going to get 4 charges on there. So basically, I'd have to play another spell just to be able to have a chance to do that. But most likely, I'm going to end with that in play, which means I'm going to suffer a physical trauma. That's fine. And if I can get 4 charges on it, I could avoid the physical trauma, but that's going to be really hard to do in my current situation. All right, so I got my resource. You got your card on resource. We go to the Mythos phase. You put the second Doom on the agenda.
Okay. Second Doom.
Counter cards.
Counter card me is Ruin and Destruction. Says if there's no investigators at the same location as a Brood, you gain Surge, but there is. Otherwise, each investigator at the same location as a Brood tests Agility 3. Okay. I'm Agility 3.
Is that right?
What's that?
And if you fail,
take 1 damage.
For each point you fail, I take 1 damage. Oh, I'm gonna get 2 physical trauma. Even better.
So,
this is so.
Each investigator at the same location. Yeah. So I have a 3. I'm gonna pump it up to a 4. I think that's all I'm going to pump it up to, though. So it's a 4 to a 3.
That's gross.
I got a -3. Ugh. So I take 1 damage.
4 to a 3. You take a damage for each point you fell by.
For each point you fail, they take 1 damage. Oh. So I got a 1, so I take 2 damage. Okay.
I'm doing a 3 to a 3, sir. Yeah, this would be really gross. It'd be 2 physical trauma between this and the other card. I still have to draw on a counter card. Awesome. All right, I will hope for any kind of icon because I can cancel it. So 3 to a 3. I pull a -3. I take 3 damage, which kills me. So I am officially out. I will take 2 physical trauma, 1 for Egret Spirits, and 1 because I hit my physical health limit. And that was really gross.
Okay.
You're on your own, Rex. Figure it out.
Okay, will do. I think I got it.
Woo!
First thing I'm going to do is evade. Or, wait a minute. No. I'm going to walk away like I own this place. Does this work?
You take...
Dodge.
Yes. Yeah.
I have lots of resources. I'm going to play dodge, and I take nothing from that guy, correct?
Right.
Otherwise, it would have been like 5 damage?
No, it just would have been it still would have been 2 and 2. His fight value only and his health matter only mattered when we're trying to kill it.
So his fight value is only a 9.
Only a 9.
That was my first action. My second action is to move into here. And then my third action is to resign.
I mean, you can put a clue on it if you think you have any chance of defeating it, but...
I don't have any chance of... Remember, it takes me 3 actions to deal 3 damage. That's the problem.
Yeah. I mean, because you would take 2 damage.
I only have 3 hit points left. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't think we call it. That was kind of a disaster.
So I take 2 damage and 2 horror. Yeah. But we resign, killing 1 of them. Okay, let me read this resolution here. Where's the paper?
It's an expensive victory point. This is what that was. Oh, so
we complete the incantation. The foul creature cries out with a raucous, inhuman voice, rumbles the cracks and cracks the syllables of its croaking for far from English. As its cry plays out, the creature shrinks upon itself, and then, with little warning, it's gone. All that remains is a foul stench, a repulsive mark that mars the vegetation where the beast once stood. It says if we resigned, R1. Did all we could to stop the rampaging monsters, but there were more of them when we realized we weren't able to slay them all. Exhausted and terrified, we retreat to Zebulon's home and hope to survive the night. We record that 1 brood... Oh, wait. That 4 broods escaped?
Yep.
Remove the Ibn Ghazi from my deck. And each investigator earns experience to the victory value of each card in the victory display. That's going to be 1. So I'm back up to 4 XP. And that was a thing. And now you're going to start the next game with 1 horror and 1 physical damage, right?
I actually have 2. I'm going to go. I had the 1 mental because of arcane research. I ended up with 2. I mean, it would have been better if I had died from the mental trauma like I originally thought until I realized I had denied existence and could play that to cancel that 1 horror because, I get the 1 physical trauma from dying and I get the other physical trauma because I wasn't able to satisfy the terms of Angered Spirits, which is...
Oh, man, that thing's lasting?
Oh, that's physical trauma, yeah.
I did not know that. Okay.
I mean, you get it early... I get a couple of spells out. I can take care of that in 2 rounds. It's not a big deal with Akachi normally, but the fact that it came out right at the end there is really gross.
Well, that's going to bring this episode of Arkham Horror to a close. Thank you so much for watching. Thanks to people checking in on the live stream. Rex, good to see you. And as always, we'll see you at the next boardroom meeting. Make sure to check out Solo Playthrough's Solo Plays. Greg, tell them what you're playing.
I have the natives are getting restless and not the Dahan. I have my first playthrough of a Jagged Earth Spirit coming out on Sunday. I have a live playthrough of Scenario 2 from the Night of the Zealot, but the Return to the Night of the Zealot, I'm going to be going through Scenario 2 with Zoe next Wednesday. And then next month, I mean, I got some Maze Knight, a little Gaia project, and I'll be coming back to Jagged Earth probably. I'm trying to get through all the Jagged Earth expansion spirits over the next 5 or 6 months.
Fantastic. All right, guys. Thanks again for hanging out with us, and we'll see you at the next boardroom meeting.